So should you be cooking hot and fast or low and slow? Well, today's podcast, we're going to talk about that. Stay tuned. You're listening to the PitMaster Secrets podcast. So you've probably been asking yourself if you should cook hot and fast or low and slow on your smoker. And if you've done any listening to our podcast, we always talk about all styles of cooking, really, because you can get a lot of different results a lot of different ways, and temperature is one of those ways you can improve your results based on what you're already doing. So hot and fast or low and slow, what does it even mean? When we're talking about hot and fast, we're talking about cooking 300 degrees or higher. Some guys will cook it like the upper 200s, like 280, 290, that kind of thing. But usually it's 300 and higher. And when we talk low and slow, we're talking a range between 225 and 240. Now there's different reasons you would want to cook in both of those temp zones, and it's pretty much personal preference. But the real question is like, what is the main difference between those two cooking styles? Well, if you imagine cooking in your oven at home, temperature, you're going to get, it's all about breaking down the proteins and the muscles in the meat and getting some juices flowing and bringing getting all that bark and all that stuff. And you can do that at any temperature range, especially in your oven. It's just a matter of like, how fast do you want to be done? I've found the biggest difference whenever I'm cooking big muscle meats. You're gonna have to, like, we always cook to a finished temperature in order to get tenderness, the right tenderness we're looking for. So if you're cooking at 300, you're gonna be heating the meat up a lot faster. It's gonna render fat faster, but it's gonna take less time to get to that temperature that you're looking for internal temp. Also, your tenderness temperature is higher as well. So the real way to determine which one's best for you is you first of all have to know what your goals are. So we all know that whenever you put raw meat on a cooker, it's only going to really absorb smoke flavor in the span between like 40 degrees and 140. Once it gets up to about 140, we're starting to sweat a lot of fat out and starting to render and stuff like that. And you're not really going to get that deep smoke penetration that you would get as you do at the lower temperatures. So if your goal is to get more flavor, more smoke penetration in your meat, say on a stick burner, you may want to start out at a lower temp, or low and slow, cook the whole time. It's going to take about 4 to 6 hours to get up to that 140 range, and that's usually about like 160 in about 6 hours is pretty typical. That's when we'll typically wrap for the crutch. So if you're looking though to get done faster, that would be another goal. Like, you want more sleep and you want to get stuff done faster. So if you cook at a hotter temperature, you could get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and start your cooker up, get it up to 300, and you could be eating by 1 or 2 o'clock. That's very attractive for a lot of people, counting your rest and everything. Or if you wanted to cook low and slow, you could start your pit at night if it's a set it and forget it like a DraftMaster cooker, and you could just let the thing coast all night that way. So it just kind of depends on your goal as far as like time and flavor profile, like what you're looking for. As far as the result you're going to get from tenderness and things like that, I really don't think that you can get the same result both ways for tenderness and moisture and stuff like that. I think you might get a little more moisture content cooking hot and fast, maybe, but it's marginal. I don't think it's that huge of a difference. So what kind of cooker should you use if you're going to choose one or the other? Personally, you can do both styles on either kind of pit, like stick burners, gravity feeds, drum smokers. Like you can do both styles on both kinds of pits. Now, I prefer, though, if I'm cooking with wood, I'm going to take my time and, you know, try to get that, because I'm going to get the best smoke penetration off of an offset or a reverse flow smoker using wood, the best flavor profile from that. So I'm not necessarily going to be all bent out of frame trying to hurry up and get done. I'm wanting to, I'm looking more for the craft of and the result of my food, the flavor I get, things like that. So I'll wind up using a stick burner probably around the 240 to 275 range typically, depending on what food I'm cooking. And then for drum smokers, I mean, I'm going to get the same result, low and slow or hot and fast, out of a drum smoker pretty much. So I'm just going to cook probably around 300 typically. If I'm worried about color and I'm wanting to nurse it a lot, I'll go ahead and cook lower. But drum smoker, stick burner, gravity feed, it really doesn't matter. You can get the same results on pretty close to the same results as far as the time and effort side of cooking hot and fast or low and slow. So anyway, I tell you what, if you're interested in trying out different kinds of smokers and things like that, we've got a lot of resources for you. If you look down in the links down below, you'll be able to go learn more about a reverse flow or hybrid offset smoker. You can also get a link down there to go learn about a little bit more about what it's like to cook ribs hanging in a drum smoker as well. So just look in the description wherever you're watching or listening to this, or go to my profile if you're on the social media there somewhere, and you'll see a lot of useful links there for you to click on and get more information. Anyway, guys, till next time, keep your smoke thin and blue, and we appreciate you.